Hello everybody, I'm Kevin Weathers. I'm the CEO and the Messiah of Pay Raise. Let me explain that there's two definitions for the word Messiah. The first definition is deliver the Jews. This is according to Webster's Dictionary, or you can Google it and find out. The second definition is good leader, such as President Obama, Mr. Jesse Jackson, Mr. Farrakhan, Dr. Martin Luther King, Mr. Donald Trump, Mr. President Clinton. Those are all messiahs. They are leaders. Some of them don't. Some of you may not believe that they're good leaders, but they are messiahs. Okay. I'm also claiming to be the savior for the poor and the middle class because I teach financial literacy. Because of a lack of financial literacy for 99% of the Americans and the people across the globe, not knowing financial literacy is equivalent to not being able to read. So basically, I'm teaching them to read financial statements and knowing the difference in between assets and liabilities, good debt and bad debt, is critical to the earning potential of so many people. So by bringing this awareness to the people about the importance of being able to read financial statements, this knowledge I was taught through studying under the direction, the books of Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. In the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki said that there were 10 million people across the globe who have eyes, but they can't see money. So what he was saying is that they have a blind mind. Luke 7:21 in the Bible. And this hat stands for God's Business Incorporated. I refer to that as above it all. It also, G.B.I, stands for ground-based interaction with people when you're talking to people and passing out your business materials. Or when you're moving products and services, just like UPS or FedEx, okay? So what I'm trying to say here is that only one person out of 100 people is getting wealthy. One person out of 100 people, only one is getting wealthy. That means that 99 other people are not. This one person that's getting wealthy is the 1% of the super rich. That one person controls everything all across the globe. They control how much money you make, how many hours you work. They control, to a certain degree, where you spend that money at when you get it. Because they own everything you spend your money on. Think about it. They own all the grocery stores, the car lots, gas stations, the car insurance places, health insurance, the whole shebang, restaurants, everywhere you spend your money. If you don't own it, that means the rich people own it. And they also own the place where you work. So if the thought of organized slavery don't come to your mind, meet me somewhere, let's talk. The face of slavery has changed. It's no longer a black thing, or a white thing, or a red thing. It's a people thing. And there's traps. The first trap is that our parents' salaries was capped. The rich people know that we had to go to college. However, they didn't pay our parents enough money to send us to college cash, for example. So if you didn't get a scholarship, you have to borrow the money. So it means you come out of college with debt on your back. A lot of people $75,000 or more after 4 years. So that's see, the first trap was for the parents. The second trap was for the child. The third trap is still for the child and for the parent because they have a credit system, the 800 score credit system. On this 800 score credit system, the more loyal you are to making your payment, the higher your credit score. So you're being a more obedient slave to them when you make your payments on time, because they know that you don't know financial literacy. They know that you don't know the difference between the asset and liability because they don't teach that in college. I don't care what university you go to. And speaking of that, why is there a Harvard? Or why is there a Howard? So that they can send their kids to colleges you can't afford, where they get a different kind of education. You feel that? So they're controlling what kind of knowledge goes into your mind. And I want to direct this part of what I'm going to say next at what Bill Gates and Donald Trump is trying to pull. They're trying to pull the fact that if you take some kind of a pill, that it makes you smarter or makes you able to think better. That may be true, but the only thing you're going to be thinking is what you already know. So what I'm saying is if they putting garbage in your head, education that you can't use nowhere, I don't care how many pills you take, you're going to get garbage out. So it's not a matter of what you put in your mouth, it's a matter of what you put in your head. So if you're not getting the right knowledge, that's what determines your lifestyle. So as I was saying, the first trap is the parents, second trap is college debt, the third trap is credit debt, and failure to teach you the difference between assets and liabilities. If you grow up thinking that your house is an asset that you're living in, then you're thinking wrong, because assets puts money in your pocket, and if you're making a car payment or a house payment, it's coming out of your pocket. That's a liability. It's an asset, but it's not your asset. They fail in to tell you whose asset it is. If you hand the money across the counter to a teller that works for the rich people, it goes into the rich people's pocket, so that house or car is their asset. Now, on the other hand, if you was to invest $50,000 into a house, and then you spend another, a fixer-upper I'm talking about, and then you spend another $10,000, you got $60,000 in it, and then you turn around and you sell that house for $80,000, that $20,000, yes, that is an asset for you. But how many people are doing that? So that 30-year mortgage